It is once again time to pull for another brand new support character, and that is Lauma. We also do have Nahida here, but I am not going to have enough pulls to pull for Nahida, so Lauma is what I'm going to be focusing on. But as you can see, we have a grand total of 24 pulls, and I am at 21 pity. So basically, there is a very small chance we get her right now. In fact, I was actually planning on leaving this recording for a couple days so I could do all my farming and then I could pull her straight away. But since there is a lot of stuff in here, I figured I'd just do the recording now and we can have a look at some of this stuff in here. We have this, which is our free limited 5-star or just free 5-star constellation. Obviously, we need to own the character first, but luckily none of the characters we don't own are supports. And then in terms of the characters that are supports, we have Baiju, Dia, Shenhe, Kokomi, Mona, Chi-Chi, and Jean. So really only Diluc and Tighnari are not supports here. Now I don't know who I'm going to select. I'm going to have to look through all of these characters and pick which one I want to get a copy of the most. I believe from memory the way this works is that we can get 4 character constellations a year. And it's sort of these group of characters, and then next year it'll reset to a different group of characters and we get another 4. I think that's how it works. And then the most important thing that we have now is a free 5-star. And out of the list of 5 stars, there is one singular support I do not own, and that is Mizuki. Her burst does some healing, and her skill buffs swell damage. So I'm going to invite Mizuki. Welcome to the account, Yume Mizuki. And we get a bunch of stuff to level her up immediately, which is really nice. Now, I won't be working on her right now because I don't have the resources. However, I can get her up to level 20, get that first ascension, get her to level 40 so she's ahead of all the non-support characters, and we can ascend to her one more time. And that's where I'm going to leave it because I don't want to waste any more of my level up books because Lauma is the character I need the most. But I will get around to building Yume Mizuki because she does seem kind of fun. But now with all that out of the way, we can do the 24 pulls we have and try to get Lauma, although I don't expect this is going to go very well, but it would be really sick if we could get her right now. So let's do a quick couple 10 pulls, see if we can get some earlies, and I don't need to go do a bunch of farming. Now I forget what 4 stars are on the banner. She is good. I will take a cookie. I think there is also a Toma. No, I don't know why I thought there was a Toma. There's a cookie and there is a Barbara. I can use both of them. Can't use Cave. So on to the next 10 pull. This is okay. Well, we're guaranteed. That makes my life a lot easier because that is what, 30 pity? Okay. And we're guaranteed. So there's Lauma. Okay, well, I was gonna say I have to go do a bunch of farming because I'm not gonna have enough pulls, but never mind. We just get Lauma at 30 pity. 30? No, I think that's 40 pity now. Now, because I have a few pulls left and there's no more support characters releasing this version, I'm gonna do a couple pulls on the weapon banner. I don't know what pity I'm at, but might be nice to get her weapon. Oh, I skipped it because I didn't think it was a thing, but we got Skyward Blade. Dang it. I should have probably checked the pity. What pity was that? That was early pity again. 29, I'd say 33 pity. 2 early 5 stars in one day is not bad. You can tell how much I wasn't expecting that because I was just skipping everything. Well, okay then. That went so much better than I thought it did because I thought I was going to need to go like 100% the entirety of Nogkurai just to be able to get enough pulls and then I could get Lauma. But no, we get Lauma and we get the whatever that weapon's called that oh god, I have 2 of them already. It'll stay at level 1 like the Skyward Pride. But honestly, who cares? We still got a crazy early 5-star and a C3 cookie, a C3 Barbara, and most importantly, a Lauma. So we're going to throw some levels into her straight away. I don't have enough materials because all of these are going to be in this new area. So what I think I'm going to do is I am still going to go do a bunch of farming because I want to 100% Nogkurai anyway. So I'm still going to go around and do a bunch of farming. I will also probably go do the main story quest, but because you guys are probably also all going and doing the main story quest, I'm not going to bother recording it. I'm just going to cut it all out. And then I guess I'll do that for a couple days, see how far I get, and then give you like a 30 seconds or less summary of what I think of Nogkurai. And in that time, I can also go and farm all of Lauma's materials that she needs, Although I probably won't be able to get her all the way up to level 90 in this video because it's going to need a lot of resources. I am going to be doing another video fully building her anyway, so we're just going to get her to like, I don't know, 80 this video. And from what I've seen from a couple people having early access to her, she can do some crazy good damage. So let's see what happens. So I'll see you in a couple of days when I can get all this farming done and we can get some levels into this lovely deer girl. Okay, well, it is now a few days later. I have once again gone a little bit over the top with the farming. I have done 34% in here and I have fully 100%ed this area. I will say it is a little bit painful. I haven't bothered to go into the Fatui area yet. I'm just working through it one area at a time. But in doing that, we've got we do have another tent pole, although that has included doing the first couple stuff of this newest event and the main story. Also, we have 2 of these. Now, instead of yapping on about my Nogcry experience so far, I am going to tell you what I think about Nogcry in 30 seconds or less. So first up, we're going to start off with the world quest or the main story quest because that is easy. I've only done the first part of it. They've made it too long. They need to make the quest shorter. I can't really comment too much about the quest because I literally just spam the dialogue, but they're too long. Secondly, exploration. It's not too bad. It's, you know, pretty normal, pretty standard, kind of long in some bits, but it's not too bad. A lot of the chests are locked behind world quests. You need to do all the world quests to get all of the chests. And then finally, in terms of the world itself, well, it looks very, very pretty, although the sort of nature part looks pretty similar to everything. And then the Nasha town looks incredible. It's my favorite looking area. I think that was over 30 seconds. But yeah, basically it's pretty enjoyable so far. Although the main story quest is too long, we need to stop with the 4.5-hour main story quest, and that was only for the first part. There's just like 8 hours total or something, maybe even more for the full Act 1 and 2. Way too long. Significantly too long. I think I spent probably about 7 hours farming and I got about 25 pools, so the time spent farming to pool ratio is not incredible. So now, because we have finished the first part of the Archon quest, we can go in here and we can claim the stuff to get Lauma up to level 60, I believe. And I have farmed some of our local specialties, so I might be able to get her up a little bit further if I go farm her boss drop a bit more. But first, I need to do something, because while I have been farming, I have been using this team. Lauma has been on the team, even though she's level 20. She has died so many times, but I need to show you something. I'm going to do a quick little damage test against this guy, and just show you what damage I've been doing with my Lauma, who is at level 20. She has the Mappa Mare on her, which isn't even like remotely her best weapon. I do have her in a 4-piece gilded. I don't think I'm going to leave her on that. I'll probably end up swapping her over into the Silken's Moon set because I'm going to have Nahida on Deepwood. And then her talents are at a whopping level 1. She does have 1000 EM, which is nice, and she's running the crit ratio is not really good, but she has 1000 EM. I'm going to go test it against weaker enemies. One thing I really like about the Lunar Bloom, it's kind of weird, but I like the Lunar Bloom font. I like the fade. The gradient, it looks really cool. Also, I must note, that thing looks incredible from the distance. I love the whole steampunk vibe that Nogcry has going on. Everything just looks incredible. It is definitely my favorite looking region. There we go. 35k from a Lauma that is level 20 and has level 1 talents. And that's not even the highest because I've seen her hit 48,000. So let's go see what we can do with that damage by getting Lauma up to as high as we can get her for the moment. I will probably be messing around with her weapon as well because I know the event weapon is better, and we are definitely not going to need as much EM as we're going to have because we will have significantly over 1000 EM, which is normally like the max you need for most characters. I think Lauma might even need less, but I will be swapping her off Mappa onto this weapon, which is still going to give a bunch of elemental mastery. So speaking of this weapon, let me quickly level it up because we can't, never mind. We are definitely not making a ton of progress today, but let's just go level a bunch of random stuff up and get her to A level. I'm going to mainly focus on her skill because that is the one that does all of the Dendro and Hydro resistant shredding, plus it does a truckload of damage. And then we'll follow that up by her burst, and I'm just going to leave her normal attack for now. So now let's work on your levels a little bit because we will be able to get you to level 70 before I'm going to need to farm more of these, and I can't do them right now. So let's go farm this boss. And then after that, we have 3 condensed resin. So I'll go farm her weapon. This thing probably has Dendro resistance. Also, this new thing with the artifacts is so useful but it almost feels like cheating because there's no luck involved now. I can just straight up go, that's going to be garbage. Even though even if I didn't see that, I'd still say that's garbage. But I also did look at some guides on how to build Lauma, and she seems to have a pretty complicated kit. But I think basically just build her with EM and a bit of ER and crit, and then just do hold, skill, and burst, and that's about it. Also, I believe with the Lauma's passive, Lauma can make Hyper Bloom and Bursion and Bloom and those stuff crit. I think that's like similar to C2 Nahida. I think she can also do the same thing. I don't know if they're like comparable, if C2 Nahida's one is better or not, but Lauma can make Bloom's crit, which is, I mean, it's good if you can get lucky and you build good crit rate and you can actually crit most of the time. Otherwise, it's just going to be your standard everyone misses a crit and you do no damage. I also don't know if I should be building Kokomi with EM, because I'm most likely going to be on-fielding with Kokomi, because we have Nahida, who is currently dead. She will be doing off-field Dendro, as well as Lauma doing off-field Dendro. So Kokomi will be on-field doing damage, but then also Cookie is doing the Hyper Blooms. So I don't know if I should be building EM on Kokomi, because at the moment she's just on Ocean Hue Clam with the prototype Amber. But whatever, that is a problem for future me, because for now we can get Lauma up to level 70. Well, let's go to this weapon now. 58k from Lauma. That's what we like to see. Also, is that 76,000 from Blooms? That's kind of crazy. That is double what our Blooms previously were doing, because we were doing about 35,000 from Blooms. So a 76,000 from Blooms is kind of crazy. Okay, well, there we go. Now we have enough resources to get this weapon up to level 40. Hopefully more than level 40, except we don't. Okay, there we go. Now we can get it more than level 40. We can go to 50, and I'm out of these. Great. Well, let's go farm these for Tui guys really quick. So there is her weapon up to level 60, and that is going to be exactly where it's going to stay. Also, I can refine it to R3. Is there any... Yeah, all those Fatui guys are up there. That's a shame. I guess I could also just go run this ley line, because I think this ley line does have the Fatui guys. But there we go. There is her weapon up to level 70. And we can go to level 80. As for level 90, we need some more of these, which we can actually craft. We need more of these, which we cannot craft, and we have enough of those. So hold up. We might as well just get this weapon to level 90 right now. So now we can get Lauma's weapon all the way up to level 80. That's weapons done. Artifacts, I want to put her on the new set, but I don't have them. So she's just running basically full EM. Not very much crit on the Gilded Dreams. I wouldn't mind fixing it, but we can't really do anything with it at the moment. Don't want to run her in Deepwood because Nahida's already on Deepwood. I probably will keep her on triple EM, but I'd like to get some crit substats, because any of the crit substats we do have on the pieces are absolutely horrendous. So that just leaves us with talents, which I can't do anything with because I don't have enough of these, and these are all in the new area, which I can't go to now. So I'm gonna leave them where they are for now, and in the next video, we'll actually properly build her, and I, get up to level 90 and everything. Then I will try to get some more of these. But for now, we can do some damage testing. And take a guess where we're going. That's right, Masanori. Because aside from him blocking your attacks once in a while, he is so much easier to test on than any other boss. Stays in relatively the same place, doesn't have any resistances, and doesn't really have any annoying mechanics, except for that one block he does every now and then. I want to do Lauma's stuff first. 48,000 into your burst, then Cookie. And now he's blocking, which is good. 81,000 from the Blooms. Yeah, Blooms are hitting. My goodness gracious, that was a lot of numbers. But I saw an 81,000 from the Blooms, which is very, very good. That is almost triple what we have originally been doing with the Blooms. All from basically just using Lauma. I would like to see Lauma's skill damage. Boom. 41,000 because it didn't crit again. I mean, hey, 40,000 on non-crit is actually still pretty good. I kind of want to build her crit rate up a little bit so I can actually get that skill to crit some more. She is at 1,200 EM. That is with Nahida buff. So I could probably swap the circlet to a crit rate circlet with EM. I mean, it's going to get a flat attack roll, which isn't good. But is she otherwise? Nah, she's not fully on set otherwise. Well, let's just do that. See how this rolls. I know it's obviously going to roll into flat attack, but I want to see what it's rolling into elemental mastery wise, because I don't know if she needs like more than 1,000 EM or if she needs like only 800 or 600 or whatever she needs. I don't know. But if we can get the crit rate up a little bit higher, and I mean, the ER is decent, but I want to see the EM. If we can get that crit rate up a bit higher, then we hopefully should see some more damage out of her hold attack, hold skill. That's not my favorite artifact ever, but it does boost her up to 43% crit rate, which still isn't incredible, but it is better than previously, and hopefully with some better substats on other artifacts I can get, it can be actually half decent. There goes my cookie. Lauma damage, boom. 60,000. That was a crit, I believe. Not bad. We will take that. Okay, let's try this again. Crit, please. 60,000. The exact same number, in fact, with a crit. That is actually pretty good. We hit about 40,000 on a non-crit and about 60,000 on a crit with a level 70 talent level 4 character with 74% crit damage. So, I mean, hey, not gonna lie, pretty damn good. I will happily take that. This Hyperbloom team does look like it has a pretty good chance at Abyss now. Could also run her in a Virgin team if I wanted, but I feel like Hyperbloom's just going to do significantly better. Plus, it is more fun. So that is all of the work I can do on Lauma for this video. I will obviously be building her up properly in the next one, and then hopefully running Abyss in the one after that, because that's the only videos I've had planned so far. It's just been all supports only stuff. So until the next video, that is where I'm going to be leaving it off. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you liked this video, go check out the last pulling session we did on supports only, which was, I believe, significantly less lucky than this one, because we actually got pretty lucky today, or at least luckier than I have been in the last too long. But with that being said, I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye.